Robbie Grossman was responsible for the Rangers' first 4 runs yesterday, including the 3-run home run in the second inning. So he was like, no, I heard what you said. Check this out. But then, of course, Saturday. Saturday is what everyone is focused on for a very good reason. We'll try to run down all the incredible things that Adolis Garcia did. And I saw somebody's quote tweet on this one. Adolis Garcia is the first player in American League history with 3 home runs and 2 doubles in a game. I saw, it might have been Pat Doney who quote tweeted and goes, feels like the American League's been around for a long time. So that's a hell of an achievement.
But it's not Major League Baseball, because there were 3 National League players that
so,
did it.
You know,
American
look at Corey
League.
focusing on the negative.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's also that. Let's get that out there.
That place was pretty electric. I say fit that bat because he got hit. That was the thing, too, that was weird about that game is Fujinami, who's a thrower.
Yeah.
He has no clue where the ball is going when he releases it from his hand. It's a hope. And he throws very hard. He needs a lot of coaching. Honestly, his stuff is major league stuff, but his command and ability to kind of recognize pitches and stuff is not major league ready. He should be in the minor leagues. But when he hit Adolis, the first pitch of his second at bat after going deep, there was a little bit of, what the crap's going on here, man? I know you've almost hit Simeon 4 times in 8 pitches, so I know it was by accident. But Adolis didn't lose his temper. He got upset and he looked at the pitcher, and the umpire stepped and he went to first base and he calmly walked to first base, but he stayed locked in the rest of that game. And on his 5th at bat, going for his 4th home run, the place was electric, thinking he's going to do it. He's 3 for 3 with 3 home runs. And then I thought he did a great job of hitting a 100-mile-an-hour line drive over the second baseman's head. And then what do you know? Saborgs. I feel like there's an S in there for no reason. Just be Borgs. He set it up by the intentional strikeout.
By the intentional strikeout, yeah.
So you heard him. So he could face the position player, I think it was Peterson, who was pitching, Jace Peterson, and he was trying to hit a home run, but unfortunately got just a little bit out in front of it and hit another double.
Now, he
did. He just stood there.
We're going to go to cut 1, and this is pretty amazing. This is a breakdown from, I feel like Chris Blake, Matt Hicks, and Jared Sandler all worked in cooperation to help predict the future with this cut.
Yordan Alvarez has moved back in front of Adolis Garcia for the Major League lead. Alvarez, a 2-run home run for Houston tonight. The Astros lead the Braves 4-1 in the 6th.
All right, so he's at 25 then right now, and Adolis is at 24 as he swings and pops one up foul, headed into the seats behind the Rangers dugout. Strike 1 to Garcia.
It's a convergence of run production. What if Adolis just comes right back and says, you know what, Yordan, I'm scoreboard watching. I heard Chris Blake. I'm going to raise you a 2-run homer again.
It would be his 3rd of the night. And here's a high fly ball out into left center field. Rooker and Ruiz going back. Is it gone? It is! Are you kidding me, Chris Blake? Adolis Garcia hits a rainbow home run that just makes it into the Oakland bullpen. His 3rd 2-run home run tonight. I raise you, Yordan. Rangers lead it 13-2.
Hey, Chris, you want to update us on that RBI leaderboard?
In your face, Chris.
Yeah, I loved it right there. This was the first 3-homer game ever by a player at Globe Life Field. Garcia tied the single-game MLB record with 5 extra base hits. Garcia is the 2nd Ranger with 5 extra base hits behind, obviously, the very well-known historical Josh Hamilton 4-home run game. And he also, this feels like kind of like a very specific stat, but still amazing. He tied the club record with 5 runs scored and became the 4th player since 1901 with 14 or more total bases, 3 home runs, 8+ RBIs, and 5 runs in a regular season game. And then Adolis, as mentioned, took the lead in Major League Baseball with 28 RBIs. Simply an incredible performance, and because of that, his batting helmet also got sent to the Hall of Fame.
What?
Yeah.
It's impressive.
That is impressive.
You know, anytime
It's also that new helmet.
What's that?
It's the new helmet.
Okay.
The Rangers.
Oh, is it
helmet.
the first new
It's the
helmet
TX.
in Major League in the Hall of Fame now? Is
the
it?
City Connect, right?
Yeah.
It's the City Connect helmet.
Nice. Man, because we were there.
Yeah.
And now, man, that's an interesting point that we should sell. We showed up for the release of the City Connect, and before the week was out, it was in the Hall of Fame.
Guess what else we showed up for? Spring training. We were there for spring
That's
training.
true.
We were the only radio station there, and so there you go. So two things happened, Kevin, and look at what's going on right now.
Man, this team is on a freaking roll. 4th straight series that they've won. And maybe more importantly than just that, they're winning these emphatically. They are 10-3 in their last 13 games. And I believe have the 3rd best record in baseball, I want to say.
And they, honestly, it was funny. Andrew Heaney on Saturday night had to watch his words in his post-game press conference because he pretty much got really close to saying, and we just blew that game against Oakland. Like he got really close, and then he changed the words as fast as he could. And I was like, he just wants to make sure they have another game against them. They have 10 more. It was after Saturday night. Now they have 9 more against Oakland the rest of the way, and that's a really bad team. Honestly, I don't know if they're going to win 50 games.
That's fair.
But he was like, and we gave, well, you know, I mean, we just didn't get it done Saturday or Friday.
Because he wanted to be like, we gave that game away.
Right.
And they kind of did.
And they did. They didn't play very good defense. John Gray didn't have a very good game. You'd have thought John Gray gave up 73 runs and got 1 out in his post-game press conference. He's like, this is the worst I've ever been in my. I'm like, you weren't that bad, dude. I was like, you weren't good. But I was like thinking, can you imagine? Let's just do this. Last year, Spencer Howard, for instance, throws 5 1/3 innings, gives up 4 runs, 3 earned. We're like, dude, it's a good start. We got a chance to win that one. And now it's like, dude, what's wrong with John Gray?
But that's what you prefer, right?
Right,
like you definitely want John Gray being like, hey, we barely lost. And he goes, you know why? Because I pitched like a piece of trash.
Yeah, no, something that stood out from what Bochy told us last week when we asked about, hey, calling the home run play and everything when Adolis is at bat. And he was like, that dude loves that moment. Like he's one of those guys that he can't wait to be up at the plate for something like that to happen.
Do you know what he's batting? And I don't know, yesterday it probably went down because I don't think he had a very good day yesterday.
Yeah. With runners in scoring position, he's been pretty tough.
I think he's batting, Reggie's not here, but I do think he's batting 069.
Nice.
With nobody on base.
Huh.
If there is a person on base, he's batting like 350 or something, or 380. It might even get close.
065.
So it went even down because yesterday he had Ofer with nobody on base. So
he's batting 1,000 with the bases loaded. He is 2 for 2.
Yeah. So it just goes to show, like, I don't know what it is about Adolis, and that is a good trait to have. Now, it's not a good trait you're batting 065 with nobody on base.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that he's doing a good job of, in big moments, we all get an adrenaline rush. We all get a heart rate that starts getting a little bit more. And can you calm yourself down and not expand your strike zone, make the pitcher throw the pitch that you want, and then when he does, you have to take advantage of that because you're probably not going to get the pitch you want 3 times in an at-bat. Yes, you could get 3 strikes, but out of those 3 strikes, did you get one that you could handle and put in play hard? And right now, with a runner on base, if he gets a ball that he can hit and hit well, he seems to hit it well when there is a runner or 3 on base.
Kevin, with 49 at-bats with runners on, he has 6 home runs.
Wow.
So get on base.
Holy moly.
And he'll
drive you in?
Yeah. He's going to drive you in.
So he comes back to the dugout and he yells at Nate Lowe and whoever. We have 17 guys batting second right now. And Marcus Simeon, he's like,
true.
it's your fault I got out again. Get on base and I'll get a hit.
And they're like, but why? I don't know. Just make it happen. Now, from the fan text, this is a good point from the 806. Finally, history at the Globe by an actual Ranger that benefits the Rangers. There has been far too much achieved at this ballpark in games that even the Rangers weren't even in, let alone, obviously, you mentioned Judge and everything, but that's great. And then for the 682, I was at the game Saturday with 9 family members for my son's 12th birthday. The place was, as you said, Mike, freaking electric. Also bought the new jersey and walked around feeling like a badass. And it's early in the season, but people are excited. And that's something that you haven't felt or seen with Rangers in a long time.
It is really fun to be at that game. And how about this? 18-3. They had to bring in a position player to pitch.
Yes.
2 hours, 51 minutes.
That is
21
crazy.
runs scored, 18 by one team. When you're having to Fujinami, who pitched, they had to visit him, I believe, twice without taking him out of the game. And then they had to take him out of the game in the middle of the game, which adds time because you're not getting, when you make pitching changes and the inning ends, it really doesn't add any time to the game. But when you're having to make pitching changes because somebody can't get out of an inning, it adds 2 to 3 minutes to the game easily. And the way baseball is now, you still get under a 3-hour game in a 18-3 ball game.
It's the range.
It's the fastest game in sports, I think, now. Now, I get that it's not like the action of the NBA or hockey, but the pace of it at the end of it, you're like, my gosh, that thing, like, it's 2.5-hour game now.